Hey guys, we're here at Leitner Designs doing an install on our newest product, the ACS Roof Rack. This is a platform rack that goes on top of the cab of your favorite pickup truck or SUV. This is the first fully modular one. The load bars can be infinitely adjusted. You can turn this also into a completely flat platform if you like. It has an integrated wire management system that lets you route all your wires for your favorite lights without ever having to use any zip ties or anything like that. We're going to show you how to do the install today and also show you some of the accessories that come with it. We have the gear pod roof, which is a 110-liter storage container that is side opening, so this is the first of its kind. There's no need to climb up on top of your truck and look into your storage container. This is side opening, super easy to get all your gear. It has a quick release mechanism as well, so you can pop this on and off the ACS roof within a few seconds. We're going to show you the install, and we're going to show you all the components that go along with it. Should take us about an hour to get this done. All right, so the first thing we need to do on this 2023 Tundra is we need to mark where we're going to be removing this mastic that is on top, and then be drilling our holes so that we can attach our new ACS roof rack. A lot of trucks already have holes on here. On the 23 Tundra, they removed that, so we will have to be drilling holes to get the installation just right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mark where we're going to be removing this mastic that's been painted over. The dimensions are 6.5, 10 3/4, 46 inches, and 50.5. Now we're going to get a razor blade, score it, and pick out the foam mastic so we can get down. All right, so we're going to use the lines we marked earlier. We're going to use a razor blade, and we're just going to cut, and it's going to take you a couple of times to get through the mastic here. Just going to cut all the way through until you touch the metal. You're going to do it on the second one as well. It'll take you about 2, maybe 3 passes. And then what you want to do is score along this line as well. Do that on both sides, and what you're doing is you're going to be cutting out a rectangle that allows the metal mounting feet on the platform rack to attach to straight metal. You're going to want to use a flat blade screwdriver, or this is like a little small chisel. You want to get underneath the mastic. You're going to want to just slowly get in there. And start working it free. And it should come up, if you're doing it right, it should come up in more or less one piece. And as you get to the end here, This will just pull out. Now you're down to bare metal. If you want, you can just scrape some of the mastic that's still left over. Get that out best you can. And that's it, that's good enough. We're gonna do the other 4 on both the passenger and the driver's side. And then we're gonna get we'll drill the holes. Okay, we got one side done and there's 4 mounting feet. So we're gonna repeat this step 3 more times. Twice on the driver, once on the passenger. We're gonna get that all done. Then we're gonna prepare for drilling and putting our nutserts in the side. All right, so now that we got all the mastic removed out of the channel on top of the roof, we're gonna use a scribe needle here. And we're just gonna mark the hole location. And this is gonna let us know where we're gonna drill. So we can take this off. There's a good mark here and a good mark here. We're gonna drill these in the next step. We're gonna put a nutsert in there. We're gonna get this installation going. All right, so next step, we got everything marked up. We're gonna use a center punch and a hammer. Gonna mark the center line here of each one of these marks we did. There we go, we got good center marks. Next step's real important. On all the new modern vehicles, they use a high strength steel for the roof panels for rollover protection. The regular drill you get at the hardware store will not drill this. Don't even try. What you're gonna wanna get is what we use here is a Matco hyper step drill, 25/64. Can't see it, but it looks like a step drill at the tip. And this is cobalt. This will go through a roof, but you still got to go really slow. One thing I forgot to mention, you do need to put a drill stop on this. You can use tape, but there are airbags and a lot of other electronics and your headliner down there. So make sure you put a drill stop set at a 1/2 inch before you start drilling this. There we go. Now get a magnet. You can remove all the shavings before you go to the next step. All right, so on the next step, we're gonna be installing these little gold threaded inserts. These are 6mm. And we're going to be using one of these Rivet nut setter tools. This is the easiest way to do it. We do supply it with a simple tool. We use a 13mm and a 10mm wrench, and you can tighten it in there that way, but this is really the way to go. So first thing you want to do, take silicone and make sure you get plenty around the hole opening. You can never have too much silicone. You put this in the hole and you give it a good squeeze, and that's it. You spin it out and repeat this for every single one of the 8 holes that you're going to do on this project. All right, now that we got the 4 rivet nuts with silicone installed on the passenger side, we're going to repeat that step on the driver's side, and then we're going to get going on actually putting all the nuts and bolts and getting this thing bolted on in the next 15-20 minutes. All right, next we're going to install the passenger side mounting rail with these 2 metal brackets. We obviously do supply you with the M6 fasteners, and these already have a Loctite patch on them, so there's no need for any thread locker. You're going to want to get all 4 of these fasteners started before tightening down any particular bracket. So we're going to move on to the front one. All right, so last step, we got to pick up the ACS roof. We've already pre-assembled it. This does ship in a smaller box with 8 pieces. We've already pre-assembled it for you. We're going to lift this up. This is a 2-person job. So get a buddy to help you lift it up there, and then we'll just tighten the 10 bolts and we're good to go. Go. Ready to go over there? Mm-hmm. So once you got it up here, you line the 10 bolts. Make sure the back end cap is square with the end of the side bracket here. And you're ready to go to install the 10 lock nuts. So this is the last step here, mounting the mounting plate for our ACS roof gear pods. These take a minute or 2 to install. These also fit every other roof rack on the market, so you're not tied into just using our roof rack. So this will work with your favorite roof rack you already have installed on your truck. So the only dimension you really need to take is on our rack is measure from this edge here. We're at approximately 5.5 inches. And then tighten the fasteners down. Yeah, so these are 1/4 turn fasteners. They'll drop in anywhere on our Leitner rack. On other racks, you will need to use their particular fastener, but that's usually pretty easy to find. So each one of our gear pod roofs uses 2 mounting plates. If you're going to be doing 2, one on the passenger, one on the driver's side, you're obviously going to repeat the steps right now for the opposing side. So here's the gear pod roof. This uses internally locking mechanism to latch it to the rack itself. So there's 0 padlocks to rattle or anything you need to buy. This will attach directly to your rack. It has external locks as well. So when this is cammed over and locked into position, you will not be able to get to any of the latches internally. So this is completely safe from theft once it's on the vehicle. I know. You can kick that out of the way or have Adrian do it. High enough? There we go.
All right, now close it up. Okay,
So this gear pod already has the MaxTrax mounting pins installed. We've already pre-marked the top of the gear pod roof for MaxTrax and RotoPax, so you can mount fuel and water on top of the gear pods. Being that they're side opening, it never interferes with your access to the gear that you keep inside. All right, so we finished the install on this 23 Toyota Tundra with our new ACS Roof Platform and ACS Roof gear pods. This will take you about 2 to 3 hours with basic hand tools. We do highly recommend you get a Matco Hyperstep drill bit, 25/64 diameter. It's going to make your life a lot easier drilling through the high strength steel that Toyota uses on their roof channels. So we increased the storage capacity by 220 liters, 110 liters per pod. We've also found a home for the MaxTrax recovery boards and your RotoPax fuel carriers. You can use either the 2 or 3 gallon fuel carriers on here, so you can have an extra 6 gallons on board. And all of this was useless space prior to this installation. Thanks for watching.